The idea of NAMI is we have the force of need. We want better treatments. We know what it's like to live with serious illnesses, and we need better research.
You really want to understand and you want to help other people, so that by giving doctors a chance to work on problems, you hope that it'll finally get to a point where you find out very early in the game and can do something about it.
So there's a sea change happening in research. Research is by the researchers, but it's really ultimately in the service of the people who live with these conditions.
We found the molecular factors underlying the human genome's largest influence on risk of schizophrenia. We're hopeful that that's a real opening that will lead to new and creative and innovative kinds of medical treatment.
Multidisciplinary collaboration has been really critical. It was a natural fit to have our labs come together the way it had.
Data doesn't always lead to solving a problem that you're interested in, but I think in this case it really has, things have come together in a way that I think is quite exciting.
Wherever you see green and red, it means these are super activated.
NAMI is a convener of leading thinkers, the best scientific minds that are working the problem, and making sure that we engage the best thinkers in a cross-functional, institutional way to get the best outcomes.
I think the idea of bringing really outstanding forefront science to the conversation about mental health and mental illness is absolutely essential, because the best and strongest antidote is the absolute recognition that these are diseases that can be scientifically, medically, and very specifically studied.
There's just so much unfinished scientific business around understanding how the brain works and why sometimes some parts of it go off the rails in ways that make us ill.
I feel that we're ready for a paradigm shift in the way we develop drugs for schizophrenia. I feel if we continue to try to do business as usual, we're not going to come up with the breakthroughs that are just so greatly needed.
We're beginning to apply techniques in imaging, in genetics, in electrophysiology that help us understand brain circuits and how it mediates behavior.
I think we can do experiments and test ideas, and if they work, that could lead to drug development.
I'd like to see us drive forward with the discovery of biological knowledge that can help us identify targets that might make a therapeutic difference to the patient.
The thought that someday the work we're doing in the lab could lead to new insight and maybe even new therapeutic insight is really exciting, and it inspires us constantly. It drives us to want to work faster, work harder, work smarter.
I'm hopeful about sharing what you're doing with families because they continue to be desperate.
I took a helpline call from a woman who had been released from the hospital, and she was still very, very ill. And I want to be able to say to her, you should have hope for new and better treatment.
You need NAMI, you need the research, you need the funding to find a solution. And I think these three people today, they are incredible.
It's like a puzzle, thousands of pieces together. They've really touched on something very close.
For our work to receive this recognition means an enormous amount to me. I grew up around mental illness, and I have wanted my whole life to help us out of the confusion and lack of understanding that surrounds illnesses of the brain.
Well, it's an incredible honor to be a recipient, especially to share it with Steve McCarroll and Mike Carroll.
Having an outside group recognize the importance of the work, that doesn't happen to us often. For me personally, it's been a huge honor.
I'm really excited about this progress. We have a lot of new and creative treatments that provide hope for patients and their families.
Engagement of NAMI and NAMI members in research gets to the fundamental question is, what can we do to help you promote the outcomes you want in your life?
Hope is the future. And that's what the scientists are doing. They're looking, and maybe tomorrow uncover something else. So it is the hope, it's the future.